I'm crying over my own edit in my drafts that I haven't posted, that I just keep looking at. It's so wild to look back on videos of me and my ex. I look so happy in these videos. I'm like, hell yeah, crash out.
Welcome back everyone. Today we are looking at what can happen when someone allows online trends and extreme political influence to take control of their life. This is the story of a woman who embraced radical feminist beliefs and pushed her marriage to the breaking point until one day her husband quietly walked away and never looked back. Before we uncover how everything fell apart, let us first hear the emotional regret she is still living with 2 years after the breakup.
I'm crying over my own edit in my drafts that I haven't posted, that I just keep looking at. It's so wild to look back on videos of me and my ex. I look so happy in these fucking videos. 2 years is such a long time to not feel like that. I can't stop watching this fucking edit.
It has been more than 2 years since the divorce, yet she still cannot let go of her former husband. The breakup may be long behind her, but the emotions clearly are not. This story explores what can happen when someone realizes too late that they have lost a relationship they once took for granted. Even after all this time, she continues searching for updates about her ex online, unable to fully move on. Now let us take a closer look at what happened next and why she is still so focused on the past.
So good the past 8 months about not looking at my ex-husband's social media or anything, like nothing at all. And free will got the best of me last night, and I looked at his Spotify, and I am crashing out ever since because he has like a new playlist that has just like a lot of songs about yearning over like a lost love, like somebody that like you hurt and you fucked up and like you can't get them back, and now you're heartbroken thinking about them and like the life you used to have and wanting to like have that again. I am under no delusion, like, you know what, maybe these songs are about somebody else. Maybe they're just totally random and he likes these songs. I don't know. I don't presume to know, but I do know they're not about me. So hell yeah, crash out. It is just so hard to comprehend how like you thought you meant everything to somebody and actually you meant absolutely nothing. That's why I'm crashing out today. So let this be a lesson to you. Don't check anything about their profile, not even their Spotify. And my therapist would tell me that I'm just punishing myself, which obviously she's very emotional in my last video because I'm talking about how I can't find any man that is on my level. And they keep saying that my expectations are unrealistic. My expectations are what I've already accomplished. The only expectations I have is that somebody be on my level, to be where I'm at in life. Not more and not less. So if we follow this argument all the way through, are the men saying that there's something inherently biological about men that they're not capable of reaching a woman's level? Surely that can't be what they're trying to say. Because if these expectations are so unrealistic, how come I've met them, but somebody 20 years my senior has not? The other half of the emotional men are talking about how I'm being arrogant and full of myself. What level of insecure should I be so that way you don't feel inferior? Really, let me know. How much insecurity am I supposed to have so that way you don't have any icky feelings? Me feeling insecure about myself and my accomplishments, and women in general feeling insecure about themselves or their accomplishments, only feeds the patriarchy. I would rather be arrogant than insecure any and every day. A woman stating that they are intelligent, emotionally mature, have a good handle on their career, and are financially successful is not arrogance. If you feel threatened by me saying that, then you are an incel. As a reminder, if a man is trying to make you feel small, it's because he's teeny tiny.
2 years have passed, yet she still has not been able to move forward because she believes she lost someone she truly valued. Instead of finding peace, she remains focused on the past and continues struggling with the end of the relationship. As this story unfolds, you will see how she tried to deal with the breakup and why it became so difficult for her to move on. Now let us hear her explain in her own words how her former husband suddenly disappeared from her life nearly 2 years ago.
I went to the police station yesterday to press charges against Felipe Peixoto, the bartender at Kimbo Bar in Lisbon that sexually assaulted me this weekend, and here's how it went.
I brought one of my best friends with me who is a guy and a native Portuguese speaker, which I thought would help, not only for translation, but to have a man there validating everything I'm saying. It wasn't off to a great start when we first got there, I will say. Like, there was a police officer guarding the door, and when he was asking us like what we were doing there, he clearly did not understand the process of reporting sexual assault. Like, he kept asking me if I had a report number or the officer's names or anything like that. And I was like, no, I specifically asked them, do I need to bring anything to press charges? And they said, no, tell them your name and they will look you up in the system. That's all you need. And so like this guy at the door didn't seem to know that. And then he was also confused why I was there. He's like, well, you made a report last night. You don't need to do anything else. It's like, yes, I do. If I'm pressing charges, I need to come here. How do I know this? And you don't. He went in and talked to somebody and then came back, let us in. We waited for a while. And then we went to like who I think is in charge. I'm not sure exactly his level, but he had a whole office to himself. And I was kind of nervous. You know, it's a guy and I'm trying to press charges about sexual assault. So, you know, so far, at least my interaction with that guy, with that police officer, was very good. I expanded on my statement. I went into like, you know, more detail about exactly what happened. I drew a diagram of the room and like where I was and where the guy was and where the witness was. And like, he was like, so he didn't need to go around you. I was like, no, he didn't. And I can't presume like how this police officer actually felt or what he thought, but at least for me on my side, like I felt respected by him. He seemed to get it is what I'll say. And he printed off my statement. He translated it to English for me and gave it to me. And just the words that he used, like the way he wrote my statement, I felt as though he had really put a lot of care into choosing words that gave me a lot of dignity and gave me a lot of bodily autonomy, honestly. I read the statement and I was touched, honestly, after reading it. So, and also I'll say like the police officer was pretty good at addressing both me and my friend who was translating without acting like I was invisible. Which if you've ever had somebody translate for you in like some sort of professional setting, I think you'll understand when I say like people forget you're there when there's a translator. And it's like a huge issue. And like I would say, and understandably it's new and jarring for some people, so it takes some time to get used to, but this police officer was like, I would say pretty good at not losing any like respect for like me and my voice. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. It took a while, like I would say probably a couple hours, but overall it was a decent experience. I am as surprised as you that I'm saying this. And I don't know, could this all have been a facade by the police to sort of give this impression? Maybe. I have no idea. But it felt genuine on my end, I will say. If it was a facade, it was a good one. We'll see what happens. He is being charged, and the next step is the court will reach out to me for a day to like physically go and speak to them and provide my witness list so they can speak to all the witnesses as well, which I do have many. The situation is really only possible because I have so many Portuguese male witnesses. One of them being like a big macho guy that intervened and saw everything happen, and another being a criminal attorney himself. These are extremely credible witnesses that I have speaking for me, and without them, I don't know if I would be taken as seriously, to be honest. And so now I wait to hear from the court. But yeah, this man has been charged, and he will most likely be found guilty, I think. And the police also told me that after he is found guilty, I'm then able to sue him in civil court.
She tries to defend her dating choices by claiming they were encouraged by advice from her grandmother. Whether that story is true or not is impossible to verify, and it has become a major point of debate. Critics argue that she is using it to explain decisions that many people have questioned. As the story continues, the discussion shifts to her political views and her strong belief in statistics about violence against women, which she says have shaped the way she approaches relationships and everyday life. She also speaks about filing a legal complaint during a trip to Lisbon and the events surrounding that decision. Now let us hear her explain what happened in her own words.